Let me go to Jim. Jim calling us from Texas. Hey, Jim.
Hello, Dan. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Really enjoy your show and really appreciate American Family Radio.
Thank you.
I've been you guys for years. I'm 67 years old. I'm debt free and have a pretty substantial amount of IRAs, and then I've got a Roth. And my son is he's 40 years old, and he's a contractor, and I've been thinking about doing some house flipping and try to diversify. I have no real estate other than our home, which we own free and clear.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking about I've got enough money in a Roth to buy a house, say for $100K or something like that, put about 20 or 30, 40 into it, whatever it takes to fix it up. Maybe a foreclosure or something like that.
Right.
And they've got these self-directed IRAs, and I was actually looking on a website here. One of them is called U-Direct IRA, and they say that you can use. I thought this should be a legitimate thing. You could use a Roth IRA, buy real estate, flip the house, and just keep growing your money in that Roth as if it was stocks or bonds.
Mm-hmm.
Is that legitimate? Is that possible?
Yeah, it's legitimate. Yeah, absolutely, it is. Yeah.
And so it's all legal, and you can do that. And they do these outfits like U-Direct IRA. I don't know if you've ever heard of them, but
yeah, I have. Mm-hmm.
And that's a reasonable place to go to do this. And just I look at their fee schedule. You got to join. It looks like an annual fee, and then you got setup fees and so on.
Right.
They're not too bad. They're not more than a few $100s.
Right.
But that would the other option is just to take the money out of the Roth, and I have a little penalty because I have some of the money hasn't been in for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm looking at, then I lose the advantage of the Roth, but, the tax-free advantage. But if I could grow, flip houses and maybe do 1 or 2 a year or whatever, and then grow that money, that would all be tax-free, right?
It would be tax-free. That's right. And the only thing that I would ask you is, you said you had, several IRAs and all that. How do you feel if the bottom just totally collapsed and fell out and you were never able to, make any money on those? I'm just thinking worst case scenario. Could you be okay? Sure. Would you be okay income with everything else?
Absolutely. Yeah. This is just that would be a small portion of the total portfolio, and I just didn't want to. Yeah. And I was even thinking maybe using a traditional IRA, but why would I do that? Why would I go and take one of the traditional IRAs and use that?
Yeah. Don't.
Keep it tax free.
Right. Yeah. Then I'm okay.
That would be okay.
Under that, if you're okay with that, then yeah, I think it's a great idea.
You think it's pretty risky?
No, I don't know your area there in Texas, obviously, like you do. So I can't say. Where I live, it wouldn't be risky because there's guys doing it all the time. They're doing really well doing it. We have a relatively strong housing market because we have a lot of industry here in Pennsylvania in the area which I live. So, employment is good and so on and so forth. So, but you know your area there in Texas. Yeah. I don't think the concept is risky. And I think there's great opportunities because of, like you said, foreclosures, bank owned properties. So I think the opportunity is really good to be able to get a bank owned property, that is beat up and put a little bit into it, like you say, 30, 40,000, and fix it up and sell it for a reasonable price. So no, I don't think I think it's all about selling it to me, Jim. It's all about, am I going to be able to put a for sale sign after I fix it up and get somebody to buy it? And that's what it's all about. So, but at the same time, you don't have debt service to pay. You're not paying out interest and a payment while you're waiting to sell it. So you've got a little bit of an advantage with that.
Yes. Well, I appreciate it, Dan. That's some good news for me. Thank you so much for your help.
All right. Thanks, Jim.